Well, technically, you're our fitness specialist, so I say take it away.
Here we go. Hello, my cats and kittens. Welcome on in. Welcome to fitness class, where we do some mobility exercises, calisthenics, balance, and then a stretching routine at the end. Be sure to bring some water. I recommend also maybe a rolled up towel or a little blanket, so when we're laying down, we can place it behind our head or behind our neck for some comfort. We're going to begin our classes like we do each one. We're going to open our bodies up and get ready for exercise. We're going to reach up to the sky as high as we can. Palms are facing towards each other. We're reaching up to the stars as high as we can. We can even get up on our toes if we desire. Really elongating our spines, arching our necks back. Taking a nice deep breath. And as we let it out, we're going to bring our arms down in a big arc down to our sides. We can bring our heads down to a neutral position. And we're going to rotate our shoulders so our palms are facing forward. We're going to continue that arc all the way down low. We're going to complete this circle. Once again, rotating our palms so they're facing towards each other. Keep your arms straight. We're going to cross our body as if we're giving ourselves a nice big hug. Our palms are now facing backwards. Again, we're reaching up to the stars, up to the sky as high as we can. Elongating our backs once again. Arching our necks. Really reaching up. We can get up on our toes if we want. Take a nice deep breath again. As we do, we're going to reverse our circle. Bring our arms across our bodies. Keep our arms nice and straight. Palms are facing backwards. Bring our head down to a neutral position. Continue this arc. As we bring our arms up, we're once again rotating our shoulders. Palms facing forward. And we complete the circle, reaching back up to the stars again. Elongating our backs and arching our necks. Deep breath in and relax. Alright, now we're ready to begin. We're going to start today with just some simple neck rolls. So we're just going to bring our chin down towards our chest. We're going to roll our neck around to one side, bringing our ear to our shoulder. As we bring our heads across the back, don't arch too far, just slightly. Ear down to our shoulder, and chin back to our chest. Now let's reverse directions. Ear down to our shoulder. Heads rotate along our backs. Back around, chin down to our chest. Let's reverse direction one more time. Just slightly rotating our necks, getting some of those crunches and cracklies out of the way. As we bring our chins down to the front, we're going to reverse for the last time. Let's bring our head around. Ear down to shoulder. Chin down towards our chest. And then head back into neutral position. Alright, what do we got for our next exercises here? What do we got, Sneaky? We're gonna do our squats next. We start with squats. It's a very big muscle group, so it's gonna really get our blood pumping and get our hearts going. Go to the best of your ability. We're gonna try for a full body squat today, which I'll demonstrate. But if you need to do just a quarter squat, that is okay. You can do a half squat, which is fine. You can come down to a seated squat if you need to. What we're going to do today is a full body squat. So we're going to come all the way down to the ground as far as we can. We're going to have our hands in front of us like so. And as we come up, we're going to raise our hands into the air. And that's going to be one squat. We're going to go for 10 full body squats. Ready? Let's begin. Let's come down. And up. It's one. And two. Come down. As we're coming up, we're breathing out. We go up for 5. Halfway. Let's go to 10. Here's 6. And 7. 8. 9. And 10. Nice, way to go. Next, I don't think we've done this exercise yet. I call it a straddle rotation. We're going to get a little bit of thoracic twist, work our shoulders a little bit. We're going to take a straddle stance, so we're going to take our feet and place them a little bit wider than our shoulder width apart. We're going to bend at our waist, and we're going to form a table, nice and flat back. Put your arms out straight. And we're going to take our right hand and bring it down towards our left foot. Come back to neutral position and swap sides. And that's one set. We're going to do 10 of those. Ready? Begin. Right arm to left foot. Back to neutral and swap sides. And that's 1. It's 2. Right hand to left foot. Back to neutral and swap sides for 3. As we're going through, really try to focus on twisting your trunk. We're halfway there. That's 6. And 7. 8. 2 more. And last one. Nice job. Come back to a neutral position. Let's take a minute, grab a drink of water. Let's keep hydrated. We'll come back for our next few exercises before we start stretching.
I think my trackers need that exercise.
Wait, what? Your trackers need exercise?
Yeah, they kept losing tracking.
Oh.
Also, where's my drink? There's my drink.
Was my drink by you?
Holy shit.
How we doing, Dottie?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So I'm warming up. I
Right into the aerobics zone.
gotta turn my heat down here. Oh, good, good. Give yourselves a minute here to take a break, and I'm going to demonstrate our next exercise. Our next exercise is called an ATG split squat. ATG is ass to ground. And we're going to do a split squat, which looks like kind of a lunge squat, right? So we're going to take one giant step forward in a big lunge position. From here, we're going to bring our ass down to the ground. That's 1. We're going to do 10 of those per side. So to start that again, I'm going to take a big giant step out. Nice big leap out. Lean forward. And up. Let's go down for 2. We're really trying to get that butt down as low as we can. And up. Are you going for a ride, Dottie?
Yeah.
Let's go down again. You can bring your hands down to the ground to keep balance if you need to. Place your hands on your knee if you need to. Just don't try to push yourself up off your knee.
Right, because who has knees anymore, right?
Well, you're gonna feel them in a minute after this. I lost count. I think that was 5. That was 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. We can keep this stance. Turn to the other side. And begin. 1.
Huh?
And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. My trackers need exercise. My hips going crazy. I think that was 8.
Trackers don't like exercise confirmed.
9. 10. And up. Nice. Very good.
I need to do a couple more. Took me a moment to get myself turn around.
Just switched over, yeah.
Okay, and I
Right.
think I'm
Nice. We got just a couple more exercises. Our bodies hopefully are getting warmed up now. Hearts are going. Just gonna do a little less intense exercise. It's gonna be for our shoulders, a little bit of mobility. These are called shoulder cars. They're called shoulder cars because cars is controlled articular rotation. Let me see. I think I'll turn around so you guys can see this better. I'm going to do it in a kneeling position. I'm going to bring my hands up behind my head. And I'm just going to rotate my shoulders and place my hands behind my back. That's 1. We're going to do 10 of these.
Gotcha.
We got 1.
oh, my trackers are not gonna like this.
It's 2.
Oops.
We're going nice and slow. As it says in the name, controlled articular rotation. It's very good for range of motion within our shoulders. I think this is 5. I think we're about halfway there. Let's do 2 more. Nice.
Maybe my trackers are getting warmed up.
This is going to be an exercise definitely for our trackers, this next one. We can keep it down on the mat. Let's bring it down on our butts here. We're going to take a straddle position. So we're going to bring our legs out in a big wide V. From here, go ahead and bend your knees up so that the bottoms of your feet are resting on the ground. So you got this bend in your knees here.
Okay. Oh, like that.
You got it. Now we're going to rotate on our trunks. We're going to turn to the right. Actually, do you want to turn to the left so you can see me?
I've got mirror.
Perfect. So we're going to turn
yes.
to our right.
And a mirror.
We're going to face ourselves completely to the right. And as you can see, take a look at our legs, what happens with it. Right, we create this 90-degree turn here, and we kind of create this 90-degree with this back leg. So the name of the exercises is 90 and 90. From here, we're going to rotate,
Okay,
and we're going to face the left wall. And as you can see with our legs, they swap and they're still at 90. So we're going to rotate again. We're going to do this 10 times. Just like our shoulder cars, let's go to the left. This is an articular rotation for our hips. Let's rotate to the right. And back to the left. Back to the right. And if you so desire, as we come all the way around facing the right, you can lift yourselves up. Give a little bit of thrust with your hips. Back down. And rotate to the left. Come up. And back. And if you want for balance, you can place your hands behind your back. And you can just kind of rotate. Let's do 2 more. Last one, let's turn to our right. And left.
I'm a pretzel.
Not yet, we haven't started the stretching
I like
routine.
pretzels.
Sprinkled with salt.
Put me in the anaerobic zone.
We're going to remain on the mat. Let's lay flat on our mat here. This is where we could have a little bit of a towel roll or a blanket roll placed behind our heads.
Okay.
Laying on our backs, we're going to place our feet flat on the ground. So with our feet flat on the ground, we've got a bend in our knees. With our hands, we're just going to blade them down towards our side. With our bodies, we're going to create a bridge by bringing our waists up, keeping a nice straight back, and keeping our shoulder blades flat on the floor. So we're just going to raise our pelvis. Keep a nice straight line. We're going to activate our core by taking our navel, pressing it back towards our spine. And we're going to hold this position. We're going to hold it for about 20 seconds or so. Breathing naturally. Really trying to keep our shoulder blades nice and flat on the ground. Lower back down to the ground. Keeping this position. We're going to raise ourselves back up one more time. Ready, raise up. Activate that core, bringing that navel back towards our spine. Really tensing up those core muscles. Breathing naturally. If you need to go back down to the ground, go for it. But if you don't and you can hold it as long as you can. If you want to challenge yourself, you can bring a leg up. And then swap sides. And relax. Nice, very good, everybody. Let's take a quick drink. That's going to wrap up our warm-up portion, and we're going to get into our stretching routine next. Make sure you get that water. It's very important to keep hydrated.
Yeah. Especially with how the medicine dehydrates me.
Yeah, especially with all this sicknesses going around.
Ooh, I stood up too quick.
It's wild, right? Like, once the new year came around, everyone started getting sick left and right.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody. Get some tea.
Including me.
Oh, tea's been keeping me alive these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, me too. For sure. All right, everyone all hydrated? Resting a little bit, able to breathe. We're going to start nice and easy. We're going to start with our neck stretches. So we're going to take...
Well, I guess in my case, breathing is relative.
Like a cousin, or...
Oh yeah, my great uncle respirati.
Here.
Ah,
That's funny. I got an Uncle Bree though. We're going to start with our neck stretches. So we're going to take our right hand, go up over the top of our head, and we're going to place a finger just on our ear. We're going to pull our heads down, keep it a nice straight core. We're going to pull our heads down towards our shoulder, bringing our ear down towards our right shoulder. And we're pulling down just enough to get a little bit of tension on the sides of our neck. We don't want to pull too hard. We want to be nice and gentle with our necks as it holds our head up. And our heads holds our brain. And relax. Come out of this stretch nice and gently. We're going to swap sides. We're going to take our left hand, bring it up over our head, placing it on our right ear. We're going to pull our heads down, bringing our ear to our shoulder. Keeping a nice straight core. Try to keep that sternum nice and straight. Got a little bit of tension.
I didn't realize just how tight the right side of my neck still is.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You just had a little accident, huh? These should be very good for you. Let's come out of this stretch nice and
Actually,
gently.
my doctor sent this exact stretch for
Really?
me to do.
How-
He's like, hey, do this. Yeah.
How about, did they do the other ones like this? So we're going to take our right hand up over the top of our head, placing the finger on the bump of
Yes,
our
they
head.
did.
We're going to look down at our right hip. We're going to pull our head down towards our hip. This time we should feel a bit more stretch in the backs of our neck rather than on the side. And come back to neutral. Let's swap sides. Left hand up over the top of our head. Placing it on the little bump back there. Might have a dial for tightening your headset. Look down towards our left hip. And we're just going to pull our heads down towards that hip, keeping that nice straight sternum. Breathing naturally. And once again, we're going to come out of this stretch nice and slow and gentle. We're going to take our right arm, bring our right arm across our body. With our left arm, we're going to cradle our right arm. We're going to take all the tension, all the mobility out of our right arm and make it nice and loose. With our left arm, we're going to pull...
Like a noodle.
Like a noodle, you know. We're going to pull our arm in towards our chest. We can look over our right shoulder for an additional stretch. And we're going to focus on trying to open up our shoulder blade here, right back on our shoulder. Try to get that opened up. I'm gonna hold that for a good 8 to 10 seconds.
21, 22, 23.
And relax. Let's swap sides. Our left arm over, cradling with our right arm. Take all the mobility out of our left hand. Pulling that shoulder in nice and tight. And then trying to pull it around and open up that shoulder blade. If we want an additional stretch, we can look over the shoulder we're stretching. And relax. You can take your hand, place it out in front of you, keeping your elbow slightly bent. We're going to grasp onto the front of our fingers. We're going to pull them back. Just so you get a bit of a stretch here in your forearm. Hi, Orange. Welcome in. We've finished up our exercise portion, and now we're moving into stretching.
Nice. Come join us.
With the same hand, flip it over so your fingers are facing up, keeping a slightly bent elbow. Once again, we're going to grasp our fingers, and we're going to pull them back. This time we should be feeling a bit more stretch in our wrist than on our forearms.
I'm finding it difficult to hold the controller and do this at the same time.
I just kind of have...
Yeah, especially since I don't have index, I have Vive 1, so I have to completely drop them.
Oh, that's fine too. I just have my hand placed on my fingers just to get some pressure. And let's swap sides. We're going to have palm facing up, our elbows slightly bent. What was that, Gabby?
I was saying, meanwhile, I'm just doing this in desktop mode.
You got no problems at all? Your keyboard's not in the way? We got our elbows slightly bent, palms facing up. I'm going to grasp onto our fingers. Rotate that wrist back. You should be feeling a pretty good stretch here in your forearm. This is a good stretch you can do during the day while you're sitting at your computer and you got a little bit of a break. You can just sit there and kind of get your wrists and forearms opened up.
For the underhand first. So now I'm just doing the overhand.
Oh, you did under and then under? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to swap. So I got my palm facing down. Elbow slightly bent. Take a little bit of pressure. Bend that wrist back. And now I should be getting a good stretch right here on my wrist.
I guess for those watching us,
and relax.
Alternative is to do one finger at a time so that you don't drop your controller.
Mm-hmm. You could do that. What do we got next here? Straddle the hamstring stretch. So we're going to bring it down to the mat. We're going to bring our A back to the G. And this is going to be a straddle hamstring stretch. So we're going to bring our feet out into a big V. You know what? We're going to do both ways. We're going to do the crescent and then the hamstring. So first we're going to bring our right hand down towards our right foot. Left hand is going to go up over the top of our head. We're going to lean over, creating a big arc with our hands. Getting a good stretch here on our sides and our obliques.
You remember that day when we were doing this stretch and I tried to play space move myself towards my own foot?
Yes. Now we're going to rotate at our waist, bringing our left hand down towards our right foot. Trying to reach out towards our toes as far as we can. We're really focusing on bending at our waist and bringing our chest down towards our thigh.
It would seem I can now actually reach my toes where I couldn't
that's
before
awesome.
in this position.
Nice, that's an improvement.
So now I'm not in danger of trying to play space move myself towards myself.
With your legs straight, can you touch your chin to your knee?
I just pulled my headset.
No? Okay. That's going to be our...
I don't think so.
Alright, that's going to be our next
Luckily,
try.
I'm
Bringing our
actually a
chin
little
to our
bit
knee.
flexible.
That's awesome.
Let's come out of this stretch nice and slowly, and we're going to swap sides. We're going to take our left hand, bring it down towards our left foot. Right hand up over the top of our head. We're going to bend at our waist, creating a nice
And
big
I do
arc.
actually have like a yoga mat I never used. Let me go get that out.
Time to use it. Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas. No, that's my Kingdom Hearts slippers.
You can
there
use
it
those too.
Oh, Jesus, what was that?
I'm going to rotate at our
Oh, that was
waist,
a fan.
bringing our right hand down towards our left foot, keeping our leg nice and straight, reaching out towards our toes as far as we can, and trying to bring our chin down towards our knee. Let's come back out and go into neutral position again. Once again. One more fold. We're going to fold forward, really focusing on bending at our waist. Going to fold forward, reaching out as far as we can, keeping the nice straight back. We're trying to pancake ourselves all the way to the ground as flat as we can. If you feel too much strain, back off just a little bit. You can overstretch in this.
I have lost so much flexibility. What the hell?
Nice thing about coming back to exercise, if you have whatever fitness level you did have, you'll come back to that fitness level in much less time.
I mean, I doubt I'll ever get back to the fitness level I was at in high school.
I am embarrassingly out of shape. The only reason I'm not fat is because I got a high metabolism. I'm blessed with that. I think it every day.
Let's come back to neutral
Fucking
position.
I'm jealous.
I know. I don't know what deal I made with whatever gods that gave that metabolism.
Our next stretch
I was cursed with a weak brain.
is called...
That was my caveat.
Our next stretch is called a plank calf stretch. So we're going to get into a plank position. So a plank position is like a push-up position.
Oh, God.
Okay. Oh,
And what we're doing here is we're placing our toes on the ground. Our heels are up in the air, right? So we're just onto our
my
toes.
trackers again.
But I feel like full body track is not gonna like this pose.
Once our heels are up in
No.
the air, we're going to try to press them down towards the ground. If you can press your heels all the way down towards the ground...
Just ignore that I've turned into an Alderichian abomination.
Sweet, harsh, beyond human comprehension, Lois.
If you can place your heels all the way in the ground, we can walk our hands out a little bit further. Once our heels come up, try to press them down again. And you should be feeling a pretty good stretch. Right here in your calf.
Your calf bent 30 inches in the wrong direction.
Variation of this is you can do 1 foot at a time, placing 1 foot behind the other trying to press that heel down towards the ground. And go ahead and relax. We're gonna stay here on the mat, kneeling down.
My waist tracker fell asleep. That's why.
Oh. This one's gonna be funky for tracking. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna lay flat on our bellies.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, yeah.
Flip around my
My
tracker. in
tracker
that
might
case.
as well be asleep.
With our hands, we're gonna place them just under our shoulders.
Gotta turn off my fan. This is right in front of it.
Keeping our feet flat on the ground. Keeping our legs, thighs, all on the ground. We're gonna raise the upper bodies up off of the mat. So we look like a cobra. Maybe a seal waiting for a ball.
Or give me fishy.
This is stretching our lower backs. And also our core that we kind of worked out while we were doing bridges. From here, press yourselves up onto your knees,
Oh god.
bringing your butt back towards your heels, arms straight out in front of you. This is child's pose. I'm going to press ourselves back up on all fours. Back out to a laying position. Once again, press ourselves up. Keeping our pelvis and our thighs flat on the ground. Arching our backs, arching our necks. Really opening up our hips. And once again, let's press ourselves up onto our knees. Bringing our butts back towards our heels. Arms straight out in front of us. Head cradled in between our shoulders.
Not now.
And relax. We've got one more
Sorry,
stretch.
ahead of time if I'm making awful noises.
No, that's fine. We've got one more stretch. We're going to stay in this. Oh, come on, trackers. Work for me.
It's natural when you're twisting yourself into
I'm going to stay in a kneeling position.
Where are these pretzels? I want a pretzel.
I'm saying the word pretzel. We're gonna get all of us.
We're going to be
loaded.
pretzeled up right now. Well, not so much. We're going into a frog position. So from this kneeling position, take your foot and our instep, the side of our foot here, right? This instep, we're going to place flat on the ground. So our legs are kind of like a frog that's ready to go swimming.
That's a sexy frog.
Yeah. We can lower our hips.
Where's my other controller? Where'd you go?
Careful, Joe. We are streaming this.
We can lower our hips.
That was
Getting
that
a
was as
bit
low
of a
as it was
stretch
gonna
here.
get with my jokes.
We can bring ourselves forward, placing our hands on the ground to hold ourselves up. We can press ourselves back. And you should really be feeling that stretch on your inner groin now. You can,
I do.
you can stay in this position for as long as you like. Sometimes I just kind of sit like this in my living room for a while, getting a good stretch. We're going to do it for about 10 seconds. 21, 22,
Let me mute myself for a second.
23, 24. And when you're ready, class, go ahead and come back to a neutral position. That's going to wrap our class up for the day. Make sure you keep hydrated. Grab yourself another drink. Before we go, we got a tip of the day,
And-
our first tip of the year. Consistency. Stay consistent. We do this every Monday night, so come on in and join us. Consistency is the key to progression. As variety is the spice of life, you can change your exercises. We do basic calisthenics, mobility, and some stretching. But during the week, you could take a walk, maybe a jog, and add some cardiovascular. So it's a different type of exercise. It's variety. And stay consistent, and we'll see our goals become reality. Thank you all. Be well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing
And
it.
Lycata, I know you're watching the stream. I better see clips of all the pretzeling.
Thank you, Sneaky. That was a
I
great
want those
class.
clips.
Thank you, Gabby.